Oh, hello, FlowChat Connector. Sean back at you with this video. I was asked a great question. I'm actually going to break down three things over here so you can see my fingers. Three things that are sales advice for small business owners. This one's going to be super valuable. Enjoy it. What's up, sales? FlowChat connectors. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. We're back for another high ticket tune-up. I'm excited to be here with you today. Today, we're going to talk about something that's really valuable. I got an awesome question that came in from Mark. So let's just jump right into it, should we? Mark's question was this. He said, Sean, I just started my small business and I need sales. Can you give me some advice? And when I first started my selling career, there was a lot of things that I felt this exact same way. And this continued for a long period of time until I designed a system. And once I had a system in place, I was like, oh, I get it. And it took me years to do that, right? It wasn't just a short period of time. It was actually a long period of time. And I got to this place where throughout my journey, I always met with coaches and I had training and support and all these other things. And one of my coaches, his name is Alex Sharfin, and I love him dearly. He said to me, he said, Sean, he's like, there's like a couple of things that you need to do in order to get sales for your business. And so if you guys follow along with these steps, I know you can, like, this is a little bit of think time. It's going to be about 5-8 minutes here. So stick with me. I'm going to walk through some sales advice for small business owners if you're just getting started and you need sales. So that's what we're going to dive in. And let's go. So first thing is first, right? So the first thing I would say is this: you need to understand your capacity. See, when I was working with Alex Sharfin, what he said to me, he said, Sean, how many clients can you actually serve, right? So how many clients can you handle? So this is the first thing that he asked me. And I thought to myself, man, I don't even know the answer to that. And of course, having a big ego in the sales space, I was like, yeah, like I can handle 1 million clients. Well, that's not true. And for your business, that's not true, right? Doesn't matter what size your business is, even if it's a like $1 billion business, there is always a capacity issue on the delivery and fulfillment side of your business. So all you have to do, and it changes, right? So understand your capacity will grow, it will change. Like the speed of your business is dependent on the strength of your systems. Let me say that again: the speed of your business is dependent on the strength of your systems. And so right now, however your business is, you have a system in place, and that's awesome. I hope you do. And on the back end, when we're going to do some delivery and fulfillment work, we just need to understand what is the max capacity, like red line, bing, 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 bing. If we had this many clients, it would cause massive chaos, right? So understand what that number is, because that's a pretty easy number to get to. Once you understand that, we move on to the second thing, which is super important: harmonizing your calendar. One of the things that I struggled through was burnout, and I burned out very, very bad. In fact, there's 12 stages of burnout. I was exhibiting 11 of them. There was a time in my life that I was so depressed. I was driving to a mastermind and I saw this massive tree on the side of the road, and I thought, what if I just turn off the road and hit the tree? And it was because I didn't understand the second concept. Like, I'd understood the capacity, and we were running at full capacity, and we were doing it for a long period of time, extended like 2 years at full max capacity, full blast. It'll burn you out, right? So then I thought, oh man, and it took my coach, Alex Sharfin, and Russell Brunson to tell me, like, Sean, like, what's important to you? And Alex said this to me. He said, Sean, I'll show me your calendar, and then I'll tell you what you value most. And I was like, because first he asked me, what do you value most? I said, my wife, my family, my love. Like, and he goes, let me see your calendar. And he goes, I'll show you what you value, where your time and your money is going. I opened my calendar and I had no time for the things that are most important to me. And this is where I was like, oh God, like, this is horrible. I'm embarrassed to show my coach my calendar because I don't have any time bucketed for date night or spending time with Melissa, going through financials, doing other things that are important with family, going traveling, booking trips, doing these things. And that was where I had my first big aha. And I realized, like, okay, I'm building a lifestyle. I'm not building a business. And so for you, as you're listening to this, please hear this very loudly and clearly. If business is all you care about, that's fantastic. Go down that path. If it's not, and you're actually trying to build some sort of a lifestyle, what we want to do is design that first. And then we want to put the business around that so that we can actually see success. And so what did I do? Well, I put a non-negotiable time on my calendar for date night every week. It's been for years now that we go out on Saturday nights after 3 3 o'clock on Saturdays. I don't do any work. I put the computer down and it's just present family time. And that was it. I started with one day, right? And then I put in some lunches and I put in some other things. I like disc golf, so I put in that in my calendar. And then I said, okay, here's the times that are non-negotiable for me. That's first. Now, secondly, how do I fit the business in around that? And that gave me some idea of the time that I had available. And once I understood my time that was available, I could divide that down and figure out what's most important. Do I go after what's the most important thing I can do today to grow the business to get to the near capacity? And once you understand your full capacity and you understand you're building a lifestyle and not a business first, right? That's why we all go into business, is to build the lifestyle that we want, provide the things that we want for the people we love. Then we fit the business in. And if you do it this way, what you're going to find is you're not going to burn out and it becomes fun. That's where it is for me. Business is fun because I know that from this time to this time every single day, I'm doing this one thing and it's fun, it's easy, and I just knock it out and I go about my business, right? So that's step one, is understanding your capacity and then harmonizing your calendar. So how many clients can you handle? What's the most important thing in your lifestyle? Open your calendar, figure out where that needs to be on your calendar. And then we have some capacity understanding about our time of what we actually need to do. Now, once you have that done, we move to step two, reverse engineer. So once we've understood our capacity, we reverse engineer. So we have, if we're trying to get sales, all we need to think about is this: what creates sales? Conversations create sales. People buy from people. People do not buy from bots. People do not buy from ads. People do not buy from challenges or summits or anything else like that. People buy from people because the people they're buying from have a solution to a problem they have. That's it. That's so simple, right? And if you keep the business that simple, So if we reverse engineer what that looks like, how many conversations do you need to have in order to close a deal? Wherever you're starting, it doesn't matter, right? If it takes you 15 conversations to close a deal, that's your current close rate. Okay, very simple to understand. And so we need to understand for ourselves, right? He says everyone's different, right? Some people can close 1 out of every 2 deals, or 1 out of every 3 deals, 1 out of every 5 deals. It doesn't matter, right? You can always get better at sales. Sales is a learned thing, but we need to understand right now where you're at is how many conversations does it take to turn over a deal for you? Okay. And whatever that number is going to be whatever that number is. So write it down on a piece of paper. Once we know that, right, now we're reverse engineering. We need to equate to that many combos. So how many outreaches, how many touch points, how much ads, how much dollars on challenges and summits and have to go out there in order for you to achieve one conversation, right? I know that we use direct outreach. In fact, we have a software system developed around it, and it's bulletproof. It's pound for pound the best system out there to gain new business in a business. And so I know that if I send out 4 messages, I can generate 1 conversation in chat. On average, that's about what it is for me, for a lot of people on our team. And so if I know that I know how many convos create a deal, in my case, it's probably 1 in 5, 1 in 6, 1 in 7 typically, or maybe a little better than that, but it doesn't matter because it's you, not me. It doesn't matter. So I know that if I reach out to 4 people, I'm going to generate 1 convo and I need to do that a couple of times in order to close a deal. So if it's 4 people for 1 convo, and I know that I need 4 convos for 1 deal, as an example, I need to generate 4 convos. So I need 4, 8, 12. So I need 12 outreaches done in a single day in order to generate 1 deal for myself. And when you know those numbers, that's it. You know exactly how much daily activity is necessary to fill your capacity. And when you know that, we move on to the next step, which is very simple. Do the work and get the results. Not hard, simple. Okay, so all we have to do is start those 12 new conversations each and every day, which will lead to 1 deal a day. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. And what happens is as you're going through this process, you're going to have way more. You're going to start to close a lot, right? So you fill your pipeline so you can focus on the sales conversation. Everyone's like, Sean, I need to sell. I need to learn how to sell. Well, that's great. I'm with you, but we can teach you to sell in a weekend. It's not hard to do. The bigger problem that everyone experiences is, where the hell do you find people practice the sales skills? That's the deal. And that's what I just worked through in the first 2 steps with you. Because when you understand that, your job in the sales convo is to understand 3 things. Very simple. So number 1, we got to do the work to get results. We know we need 12 new conversations started each and every day to generate 1 deal based on stats that we created from this little formula that we just walked through today. If you haven't seen that, go back and watch this video, rewind 2 minutes. Once you get into the sales conversation, you have to understand 3 things. And that's it. Number 1, do you solve a problem for the person you're speaking with? Yes or no? That conversation is not as simple as, hey, what problem do you have? Can I solve it? That conversation is, hey, tell me about where you're trying to take your business. What's holding you back? Oh man, let's go deep on this thing. Let's really understand, do you have a problem? First of all, I don't even know if you have a problem. Second of all, I don't know if it's the problem that I solve. And so whenever I go into any sales conversation, I'm always having, if you remember Columbo, I go in with my investigator's hat on, and I'm just asking question after question after question, because I want to really truly learn and know if they have the problem that I solve, because there's only about 2 or 3 problems that most every people solve. You solve 1, 2, maybe 3 problems for your prospect or your clients, and you need to understand if they have the problem. The only way you can understand that is if they have the epiphany on the call. This is why sales pros talk less, listen more. This is why sales pros ask way more questions than just doing delivery work and talking about results and clients and their company and bragging about features and benefits. That stuff doesn't sell. What sells is you helping your prospect to get clarity and understanding as if they have a problem. And if that problem is the right problem and you solve it, then it becomes easy. This is how you stay in rapport in a conversation. Very simple. Once you understand they have a problem that you solve, we move on to where will it fit? Where will your solution fit to solve the problem? That's typically the next thing that you would talk about. Say, hey, I understand that you got this problem. I solve this thing 10 days a week. I just want to know how and where it would look like in your world. So let's open up your calendar. Let's see where we can fit this. Do you have the time, budget, energy, everything to actually get through or move forward, right? So we're asking more questions to learn, okay, yes, we have a yes to number 1. Is it going to fit in the right time in their business? Yes or no, right? And once we understand that, then we just know, what does the solution look like, or what does success look like for that client? Let's say we did this, Mr. Prospect, and 6 months from now, this whole new solution is in place in your business. What does success look like for you? And have that conversation up front, because if you understand that, now you can set realistic expectations. There's so many times when I see agencies bring in new clients, retainer clients, that then they get trapped because they're just like, oh, let me do the deal. I'll do the world for you. And then they get into the conversation, they close the deal, and it's not set up quite correctly. And when they start the conversational flow, the expectations are unrealistic from the prospect side, and all that ends up is disappointment. And if you're doing done for you services, this is especially critical on you, because it's going to burn you out. What I mean is, I experienced it. What I mean is, we had a bunch of done for you clients, and we were making brand in all of their businesses. And on the first of the month, so the 31st of the month, oh yeah, everyone's cheering, Sean, Chris, you guys are crushing it, right? For us, thank you so much. The first of the month came around. What do you think that entrepreneur said to me? He said, Sean, what have you done for me lately? He had forgotten everything that was done the past 6, 8, 10, 12 months. And that is where we didn't set expectations correctly, right? That is the reason where you're going to start to go down burnout alley. And nobody should ever have to go down that. You don't have to if you follow these steps. It's very simple, right? So again, all we got to do is understand your capacity. We reverse engineer the process to understand how many combos lead to a deal. Then we do the work and to get the results. And doing the work means you're doing the actual prospecting work and you're having the selling conversation focused on these 3 things. And when you do that, there's going to be a lot of people that say yes to you. I promise, I promise, I promise. And with that said, you've just been tuned up. I hope this one was valuable for you. I know this is something that I use all the time, and I think that's really awesome. Jeffrey says, hey, Sean, great to catch you live. Thanks, Jeff. Great to catch you live. My boy, so relate. Need to adjust my calendar big time. Yes, dude, that is such a key, right? So if you have your calendar, what is valuable to you? Right? Oh, my family. What are the most core things that are valuable to you? Open your calendar and do yourself a favor and do a spot check. Because I had a coach call me out in front of a group of people. It was hella embarrassing. That's what I'm saying. So don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel so that we can feed the algorithm gods and get this out to more people that actually need this. Again, another comment, gold, great stuff, Sean. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you so much. And I look forward to catching you guys next time. Kick ass, go close deals, do what you do. Go FlowChat.